I said, I appreciate all the comments, everybody hitting the like button, everybody subscribing, sharing the videos, man. It's much appreciated. Now, we can go ahead and dive into part 4. If you haven't checked out part 1, part 2, part 3, make sure you check it out so you can catch up. I'm going in order, and this is by when I first started, straight out of trucking school, all the way up to what I'm doing now. But right now we at part 4. Part 4 is a big turning point for me because part 4 was the first time where I became an owner operator. Well, if you want to call it owner operator or you want to call it a lease operator, whatever. First time me being a 1099. Now we're gonna rewind a little bit just to catch up. A briefing. JB Hunt. I started my LLC, and pretty much what happened was I was still doing my research, and I was still trying to find a company that would take me on with the experience I had. So I found a company. I was on Facebook, and I was, pretty much trying to find a company. A company reached out to me. It was a small company. Well, they wasn't too small. Well, they are small because they had about, at the time, they had about 30, maybe 40 trucks. The company was out of Missouri, right outside of St. Louis. This was my first experience with a Russian company. So pretty much this was my first deal with a lease purchase. I did my first. They found me, or they called me. We talked or whatever, and I kind of agreed on it. So this is my first lease purchase. It was a Freightliner. It was a 2015 Freightliner. The details of the 2015 Freightliner was that I had to put down $5,000. Big mistake. This is like I said, I took a lot of L's too. So with me not doing enough research, I had the $5,000. Gave him $5,000, and I got the truck. It was $5,000 down, and it was for 3 years. Now, if you do the numbers, and then $5,000 down, 3 years, and the payments was like $650 a week. If you do the numbers, you can tell that's a lot of money. And I was getting an 85-15 split. So pretty much I started there in May of 2018, and I left there in September of 2018. But in between times of that, pretty much, I stayed with the company, and then I was having all these issues with the truck. It got to a point where it was like almost every week. And then every week I was going to a big shop, and then they was taking their time. So think about it. If I'm having an issue every week and it takes them minimum 3 days, 4 days to fix a truck at a dealership, and then by the time they take out the shop, I'm back in the shop within a couple of days. It's like it got to a point where it's like, hey, let me think about this. And I was like, man, I think this company got me. I feel like the company pretty much put a bandage on some of that stuff, and pretty much, they didn't want to pay for it. Pretty much, they did a little bit of work, for it to look good and get going. But when the breakdown was going to happen, the big breakdown was going to happen, they was going to make me responsible for it. So they didn't come out the pocket. I came out the pocket with it. And pretty much this is how I started noticing a lot of things. This is how I noticed how you never do a lease purchase with a company that you work for. And that's one of the reasons why. And then that company, I started learning about dispatchers and how they was running me. They would tell me to go all the way to like Washington State or somewhere on the West Coast, and so they can go on the West Coast, like Washington State. They was known for taking me to Washington State. Then from Washington State, they would send me all the way to Texas, stuff like that, where they didn't have to worry about me for a while, so they can focus on the dispatching the other trucks. that's how I knew about dispatchers, and, you know, and it got me thinking about certain things, you know. But I say all this to say this, you know, lease purchase is not the way to go. And this is just me, my opinion. And I say lease purchase when buying a truck from a company you work for. But man, that was a crazy experience. There was, you know, there's other things that happened during the lease purchase. There was times where I got stuck in Wyoming. I was stuck there for a whole week, and everybody know about Wyoming. Ain't no service out there. Good thing I got stuck out there during the summertime. It wasn't wintertime. It wasn't snowing like that. But being stuck out there with no service and your phone don't work, man, I felt like a hillbilly or something like that, man. It was crazy. You know, but it was some good folks out there. But, you know, a truck driver being stuck out there, oh, you already know they're going to get you. They're going to get you when it comes to that dealership, you know. But that was another thing. That taught me a lot about dealerships, too. Staying away from them. But the company, they wouldn't allow me to go to like mom and pop places. They only allowed me to go to the main dealerships. There was times where it was an AC compressor issue where I needed a new AC compressor, and I tried to get it done in Richmond, and they told me they were 7 days behind. So the company told me to come all the way back to Missouri to get it fixed. I pretty much had to ride all the way to Missouri with no AC. I mean, man, lucky enough I rode at nighttime, but still, man, that was wild. I didn't want to, you know, I don't like riding at nighttime like that, man. That was a wild experience. You know, it was just a crazy experience doing a lease purchase. And, you know, I would never do it again, ever. And there was another experience with dealing with Russians and stuff like that, and how they operate. But then they got to a point where I told them, hey, look, and this was a walkaway lease. I gave them the truck back, and they told me, you know, they begged me not to leave. They said, hey, we'll give you another truck, you know, I think they tried to give me an all-black 2016 truck. And I was at a point where, no, I don't want it, because at the time I found another deal, a better deal. And that's going to lead us into part 5. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and I catch y'all on the next episode or next part. Stay tuned. Peace.